And guess what? It's baseball season, Chris, and we got some talk going on in Major League Baseball. Robo-Umps. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. So for people that don't know what's going on in Major League Baseball, Robo-Umps, you get 2 challenges. You hit your head twice. Either the catcher, the starting pitcher, or the batter can challenge a strike or a ball. This is going to be the first time that it's done in Major League Baseball in spring training this year. 60 games will have the Robo-Umps. They can prove that it's a millimeter away from where the spot is supposed to be. Chris, how do we feel about adding technology to one of the oldest games in the world?
So yesterday when you sent this to me, I looked into it, and my first thought was, are they just trying to take over umps, like, completely? And they're not. And to me, I think that's a win, because you don't want to completely remove human error from any sport. Like I say in football too, like, the spots, like, get them right. But again, like, he got away with one there is still a big part of the game.
I think that what dictates that statement is if you've been on the good or the bad side of that. Jeffrey Mayer with the Yankees, yeah, hey, let's leave that human element in there because it made us beat the Orioles and win the 1996 World Series. Now, if you're an Oakland Raiders fan and the Tuck rule, you might be like, yeah, we need replay for everything. Screw the human element. Like, no more. We need Robo-Umps.
Dude, I agree. I agree, but I also think, like, if you're a sports fan, like, you don't want this, like, 10 years from now, there's no ump behind the plate, and it's just bing, bing, ball, strike, ball, strike.
You don't want the soul
Right.
taken out of baseball. And also, with the time clock and it's taken it's taken the manager coming out of the dugout and getting thrown out of a game. With the replay and, with all that, it takes the element of when you can't odd ball and strikes, but, like, let's say you come out as a manager and you want to fire your team. It's like when they have replay on the base pads and all that stuff's reviewed, you can't come out and get all fired up for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, that's a
yeah.
huge
You're
thing,
right.
bro. Like, when your team it's the middle of August, everyone's dragging buns, waiting for the playoffs to come around, and it's like it's 4-0, and this team's lagging. It's like, I got to wake these guys up. And then you come out and you do the savages in the box like Aaron Boone, and then you wake your team up. But now it's like you can't get too fired up about it's like, oh no. And then also, they add a clock to the game, pretty much, a pitch clock in baseball, right? Now, are these replays going to prolong the game? Is it going to be like football where they put the headset on? Or is it going to be a boom boom thing where it's like, and also, let's say it's not they go to the booth. Let's say everyone gets to look at the Jumbotron, right? That's actually going to be a cool fan experience where they go, and then everyone's like, hold on, it's being replayed, and then everyone gets to see the ball coming to the strike zone there, and then either so that's a cool experience.
The NFL has gotten better with it being reviewed somewhere else where they're not sitting in the little tent for 10 minutes and you're like, what is going on here? I think it does need to happen off-site. Like, I don't think the ump needs to go to the dugout and stick his head in the box to figure out the call. Like, we have enough people watching these games.
It should be directly funneled to Joe Torre's plastic couch.
The fans will still get to see the replays. So I don't think you're losing that. And honestly, like, I think baseball did a great job of shortening the games. And, like, what's another minute or two on either side of that? Like, if it shortens it a little bit more, it's not that big of a deal. But if it lengthens it by 10 minutes, okay, fine.
I agree. No, what's going to kill this, though? No, what's going to be a really bad aspect of this is you're watching the playoffs, 7th inning comes around, Yankees are home, 1-2-3 inning, right? Third guy, on 3 pitches, the Yankee pitcher strikes him out. The place is going bonkers. Everybody's walking off the field. Commercial starts. Oh, hold on, folks. Hold on. Hold on there, folks. Everyone's walking to go get beer already.
And you got to come back for that third strike, or
they don't catch it. You come back from commercial break and go, oh, while you were away, folks, looks like that last strike wasn't a strike. We got to do it all over again. It's like, that takes the big time out of it. And that's why baseball is that's why I love baseball, is the intricacies. It's the minutia. It's the stupid stuff. The in the neighborhood play, at second base that they outlawed. It's like, what other sport has a neighborhood play? It's like, oh, and the rule is that you need to be around the base. Kind of. Kind of. Not really,
Yeah, I was thinking about it before, and it's just, you want them to get it right. As humans, we want them to get it right. We don't think about the consequences of that.
Yeah.
Being a rally killer, or, like the bang bang play at first base.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, he was safe, he was out, he was safe, he was out. Oh, we got to go to the tape now. Like,
but
those types.
That's such a huge part about baseball, man. Is that 50,000 people in the stadium could be staring at the same play, and there could be 25,000 different opinions, like 50-50 on if he was safe or if he was out. So yeah, it would be the ultimate, finally we know there is no gray area. That's got to be a cool thing too. Is like the worst thing is losing, and it's like, oh man, that one call. I mean, everybody that played the Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think.
So Aaron Boone gets an extension. Aaron Boone got extended all the way through 20. If it's not broke, don't fix it. First manager in 5 years to 500 wins in his first 5 years. I think that we kind of got to remember back to when Aaron Boone first got the keys to this Lamborghini. I think it was 2017. That was the year that they lost to the. What's up?
We didn't make the playoffs.
They lost to the Astros in Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. I forget. I get too many concussions. But my point is that this guy was never had any experience, was given the keys to the castle on a team that just lost in Game 7 of the ALCS, and he had all this talent around on the baby Bombers, and it was like, can this guy actually coach? Fast forward to today, he's got one World Series, he's got a couple division titles. He's a good manager, man. I don't know why he gets so much shit, other than taking Nestor Cortez and bringing him out of the bullpen and pitching him in the 10th inning of the World Series. But I don't think that was a real Aaron Boone call. So what do you think? You think he deserves the extension?
I think so. I think people have to remember that it just is really freaking hard to win. It's really hard to win in all of these sports. And granted, we've seen the Patriots dominate football for a decade. We've seen the Chiefs take the throne. And really, what is it? Mahomes has been to 6 AFC championships or whatever it is.
He's been to 6. He's been in the league 6 every year. He's been in the league. So how many years he's been in the league? He's been to an AFC championship game.
And in the MLB, it's really freaking hard to consistently win, and consistently be there. And yes, I know we've seen the Yankees in the late 90s, early 2000s. We've seen the Astros recently. We've seen the Dodgers now. But again, we all know a couple of injuries to your staff, and guess what? You're not there.
Well, that's why I think baseball's such a conundrum, is that the fact that, everyone's talking about the Dodgers bloating their roster and their payroll and stuff like that. And then it's like, it's either baseball is a foregone conclusion or it's a crapshoot. It's like either the Dodgers are going to win the next 6 or the Diamondbacks with 88 wins are going to get in and spoil the show. You know how many times that the Padres can beat the Dodgers in the next 5 years when it comes down to playoff time, you know how hard it is to play a divisional rival, especially with the Padres and Dodgers. It's a heated rivalry, and they're both loaded teams with studs, and you're gonna lose. Probability, bro, chances in baseball is one of the biggest things. Law of averages, you're gonna wind up losing. Trying to find the starting lineup for the 2004 New York Yankees, and this is part of my point, is that, if you read the 2004 Yankees off on the roster, you'd think that they'd win a championship every single year. Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Gary Sheffield, Hideki Matsui, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, John Olerud, Miguel Cairo, and Kenny Lofton.
Giambi was on that team.
Giambino. Yeah, so what I'm saying is they were stacked, lacked, and then they got to Shera the next year in 2005. How many championships did they win, Chris?
0.
Yeah, big old goose egg until we went and got pitching with CC Sabathia, AJ Burnett. Pitching always beats good hitting, and this gets to my point for this year. The Yankees are looking thin, Christopher. And when I say I'm not talking about Max Fried, who got signed to an 8-year contract, I'm talking their bench looks thin. If one guy goes down, this team is going to be in a world of hurt offensively. Austin Wells has not done any baseball activities. He has not thrown a ball. He has not swung a bat. I don't know, and they're not disclosing it. This team hinges on Jason Dominguez, Anthony Volpe, and Austin Wells this year. Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe. Those three guys, you are putting a lot of stock, Chris, into performing either at or above the back of their baseball card, and that is a risky proposition to me.
So there's been no news about Austin Wells anywhere on the internet.
I heard it on John Boy. That's where it was reported that John Boy, that he hasn't done any baseball activities. Either he was doing off-season programs, so that's why he can rest, or there's something wrong. And if he goes down, they're okay, because that means you got to take your backup first baseman now, that's Ben Rice, and move him back to catcher. So Ben Rice came up as a catcher. They moved him to first base last year because Anthony Rizzo was as good as a box of ziti at first base. So now Ben Rice's development is going to be moved up, is going to be skewed a little bit because now the guy's a first baseman. It's very hard to, I understand if he wants to be Mike Stanley, of the 95 Yankees where you play catcher and first base, sign me up for that. But I don't know, man. They are really thin on the bench. Who is their bench? Do we have the roster of the...
Have the roster. What position do you want
So let's look at third base. We got Cabrera, DJ LeMahieu, who looks like... I watched a video of him taking swings yesterday, Chris. Yeah. It's scary.
How did that guy go from winning a batting title to sucking?
Because he won a batting title in 2019. It's a long time ago. That's 6 years ago. Like the old DJ... I've never seen a guy
I didn't realize
squeeze
he's
more
36
out of a
years old.
2019 batting title in Colorado than... Okay. DJ was that dude who Brian Cashman picks up. Like, I'll throw him in the Ruben Sierra category of the Yankees, where he's not that all-star. You get him on a deal, and he plays above and beyond his head, like Scott Brocious, okay? Perfect example. DJ LeMahieu, Scott Brocious. When they came to the team, they were making peanuts, and then it's like, shit, who is this guy? Can play all over the place, hits really well, hits for average, and then he started to decline because of injuries. We had to re-sign him at that time because we had no choice. There was nobody else available. DJ LeMahieu, hey, he can play first, he can play second, he can play third. Then he started getting hurt. Then I think what you have is you have Aaron Boone sees a lot of himself in DJ LeMahieu. So I think that Aaron Boone sees DJ LeMahieu as him as later in his career when Boone wasn't getting that shine and hurt himself playing basketball and getting traded for A-Rod and that whole mess. But DJ LeMahieu's got to go. He was statistically the first and worst third baseman and first and third baseman in baseball last year. So bring him to camp. But, dude, and also DJ LeMahieu is stopping Arenado from coming to the Yankees. Now, think about this for a second. They're best friends. DJ and Arenado. If Arenado comes to the Yankees, he will be taking his best friend's job. Yep. He will be kicking his friend probably out of the major leagues because I don't see anyone else picking up DJ LeMahieu.
No, why are you taking a flyer on him right now?
And the only reason that the Yankees are working on this dude is because he's making $17.5, which is insanity, and they overpaid that $68 million contract when it was time to pay. So, speaking of time to pay, Chris, Vladdy... I'm sorry, hold on. I'm jumping ahead too much. Sorry, I apologize. Third base. Who do we have? We got Cabrera, DJ, and who else?
Peraza?
Yeah, Oswaldo Peraza. I'm not feeling him at all.
No.
That's one of those Austin, that's an Austin Romine special, as I like to call that, okay? Cashman is great. He should be a used car salesman. You see this bad boy? It's only got 42,000 miles, all highway. He loves to sell things, bro, and then you get it, and it turns into a lemon. Like, he's only produced Chang-Ming Wang, Robinson Cano, and Aaron Judge in the past 20 years. And think about how many guys that he's obtained with his prospects.
Dude.
Nobody. Doug Drabeck? Do we want to go back to 88, Chris? And also, before I forgot to mention, Giancarlo Stanton. Tennis elbow in both arms.
This is strange to me.
Is it? It's not to me.
I mean, it's not because it's him, but it's such a strange, like, feel like having tennis elbow in both elbows when you don't ever have to throw a baseball to do your job is a very odd thing. Like,
guys just double cranking it. Yo. Or he's either playing tennis.
Guys going skiing.
Yo, he's playing tennis with 2 rackets down in Miami. He's playing doubles with 2 hot broads. And he's like, all right, I'll just use 2 hands.
I mean, I guess when you swing a freaking bat as hard as he does, maybe it puts a lot of stress on your elbows. I don't know.
Or what do you usually drink in the morning with breakfast?
Coffee?
What's the other thing that you drink?
I don't know. Orange juice?
There you go. What's the second word?
Juice.
Okay. Maybe that's why you get double tennis elbow. You're drinking a little too much OJ at breakfast, if you know what I'm talking about, Chris. And let's just say Giancarlo Stanton might have been drinking orange juice since he was 16 with breakfast.
I mean, he is an older guy.
He's 30.
Older fella.
Yeah, man. Hold on. 36-year-olds don't get hurt like him. He gets hurt like he's at an assisted living facility. All right? You get double tennis elbow. You're geriatric, okay?
Dude, you got to look back at when he came into the league versus now, and it's like you could put.
Yeah, he turned into Frankenstein.
If you did 4 boxes and it was Barry Bonds at 19, Barry Bonds at 37, Stanton at 19, Stanton at 37, it's like they're exactly the same, but Stanton is probably 100 pounds more because he's 6'8".
Yeah, because he's just a solid. Yeah,
he's huge.
And so now I want to do the Bartolo Colon rule. I'm making up my own rule here on New York Minute, Chris. Is Giancarlo Stanton should do the Bartolo Colon rule. What is the Bartolo Colon rule, you ask? Well, I'll inform you. Bartolo Colon would always go 11-0 in the first half of the season. In the second half of the season, he would finish this season usually at around 12-14. Run out of gas, big guy. This is what we do. We tell Giancarlo Stanton to go pluck his eyebrows until about August, okay? We get somebody else off the free agent market, whoever it is, Verdugo, anybody, a body to put in there, okay? Because we're pitching and mitigating runs this year. Tell Giancarlo Stanton, come back in August, go down to Tampa, start getting your swing around. September, he plays 25 games. We're leading into the playoffs. That's all we need. We just need you for the playoffs, Big G. Just get up there, and once he gets in, he's locked in, Chris. Bing, boom, Bartolo Colon rule.
I don't hate that. And I mean, are you telling me we can't find a decent outfielder? Anybody who can, like, anybody out there? Hello?
We need 15 and 60. That's what we need. We need 15 and 60, Chris. That's what's going to bridge the gap. Juan Soto ain't coming back through that door. Hammer. Okay? So they are expecting Jason Dominguez to have a monumental season. But he looks like Juan Soto. I hope he's not the Temu version of Juan Soto. You know what I'm saying? But
you always run that risk when you put this much pressure on a young guy.
You know what, though, man? I think this guy, he's had a camera in his eyeball since he was 16. The Martian has landed since we've been hearing about this guy for 8 years.
Yeah.
And
no, I agree with you. So
he has more potential than Anthony Volpe. His swing is not as loopy. He looks like a professional hitter. He's Dominican, which I love. Hey, give me a Dominican player anytime, any day of the week. And the guy's a 5-tool player. So that's what I'm excited to see this year. I'm excited to see my adopted child of the year is Jazz. I'm adopting Jazz. I adopted Luke Weaver and Clark Schmidt last year, so they did well. So now I'm going to let them.
So you're a Jazz Chisholm guy this year?
Yeah, you know what? I'm backing my boy. And I'm getting me some Jazz. He's back at second base. Bro, the effort that guy showed last year, how can you not be a fan of him? It might be displaced at times and stuff, but I thought this guy was going to be a head case. Every time I hear this guy talk, I love it more and more. He's grounded by a good family. He's got a good head on his shoulders, bro. And also, I like to see some more brothers on the team. Baseball.
I like guys that love the lights. And
Yeah.
he's an entertainer. He's a
Yeah.
performer. Like, put it all together. No. Like, I don't know. He's
No,
like,
I agree. I agree.
He's got like pizzazz, and it's something that the Yankees have never had.
Dude,
because
did you see?
Shape your face, do that, no tattoos, blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah,
like I understand the Yankee mystique, but like this guy kind of breaks that mold, and
he was wearing
probably good for the team.
You remember these glasses they used to give to you in the grab bag? It looked like RoboCop glasses. That's what he was wearing at practice the other day. Like
that's
the glass, it's like 2 slits and they're purple. I was like, we need to do that. See, the reason that we're not getting 15 and 60 from a guy like Justin Turner, who just signed with the Cubs, is because his beard is his whole life.
Yeah,
a guy like that who has charities revolved around his beard. His logo is his beard. That does cut down on guys that I bet you Justin Turner would be like, you know what? I play for you guys in a heartbeat, but I ain't cutting shit. Like, we need to get rid of and I'm old school. I don't like change. Don't change. And this is something that's got to change, man. Like, bro, I need some man relish on my face.
Love it. Need it.
You love man relish.
Shaved my beard. I look like a fat 2-year-old.
Well, if I shave, I have no upper lip. I'm like, I look like a pygmy. I look pink, and it doesn't look good. Makes me fill out. A little facial hair makes everything better. But, Vladimir Guerrero does not go with the Blue Jays. No one wants to play for the Blue Jays, bro. Just to let everybody know that. Vladimir Guerrero turns down, I don't know what the contract was. They didn't disclose it. They just said, and also, they had an interpreter with him, which I didn't know exactly. My face was the same thing, Chris. But do you know Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he grew up in the Dominican Republic. He was born in Montreal.
I would have imagined he grew up in Toronto with his dad.
That's what I thought. So he was born in Montreal. Him and his mom and his dad split. So his mom went back to the Dominican, and he went with his mom, and that's where he was born and raised. So I was like, why does this guy have an interpreter? But anyway, so they were like, the only thing he did say in English was, he goes, were you guys close at all on your numbers? He goes, no. So that was the only thing he did answer. So, yeah, they didn't even come close. So now the wheels start spinning, Chris. There's talks about Rafael Devers and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a trade straight up to the Boston Red Sox and Toronto Blue Jays in division, which would totally screw the Yankees. Or you have to wait till the end of the year where Vladimir Guerrero Jr. goes and hits 330 again, and he's a free agent next year. So now,
look,
Mets and Yankees showdown.
But here's the the funny third option, which I think is probably very likely. Toronto trades a rental.
Oh,
at some point this year. In season, trades the rental.
Yeah.
And then it's a free agent sweepstakes.
All-Star break at the All-Star break. Yeah. And that just sucks that he's in division, man. We're going to have to wait to get him at free agency.
Totally.
And when he is a free agent, I'll tell you this, if he wants some $500 million, he can go sniff. Because he ain't worth no $500 million. He's worth 10 years at 32.
Yeah, I could see that.
He says he wants $500 million. He said he wants Juan Soto money also, but we know that that's not happening.
Now, why wouldn't it happen? Is he that much of a lesser of a player?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, let's think about it. Can you bring up their stats?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Also, I got to show you a baseball reference. They have matchups, a section in Baseball Reference.
All right, we got to look at that. And let's see, Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Let's just go by WAR.
Stats.
Let's just compare their WAR.
All right, let's look at Vlad Jr. WAR.
We'll do the last 4 seasons.
2020. Okay.
Doing in descending order? Or...
We'll go 24 backwards.
Okay, cool.
24, 6.2. 23, 2. 22, 4. 21, 6.7.
Now, mind you, first baseman's WAR, for some reason, baseball does not really give them a lot of flowers. So it's like Pete Alonso was a 1.8 last year.
Juan Soto last 4 years.
It's like 11.1. Blows him out of the water.
It's not as crazy as you'd think. Well,
Okay, so
7.9 last year,
okay,
5.5.
all right,
Then I don't know how you total this up across two teams. Oh, 2022 full season was 5.5,
okay.
and 2021 is 7.1. So yeah, I mean,
So he's slightly better. So he's a $500 million player, then I guess.
I mean,
If
it's
he
in the
has
eye
a
of the
well, if you
always in the eye of the beholder, and if he crushes it this year, then every year they're trying to set a new record. So like, and that's just how free agency goes across all sports now.
and also that we're not taking into consideration Uncle Stevie's pockets, and then the home run against the Cleveland Indians in game, to win the game and send us into the World Series was possibly an $80 to $100 million home run.
Probably.
It
Probably
was
right.
because before that point he was getting 6, and then I posted on it, give him $1 billion. That's what I wrote because I taped myself when he hit the home run. I literally I was having like an outer body experience. It was
Yeah,
like,
we're billion.
I'm like, oh my God, I just couldn't stop saying, oh my God, is because it's like you know how hard it is to do that in MLB The Show on Xbox with 2 men on. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's impossible in video games, and then he does it in real life. That's why there's not a lot of juice around the Yankees this year, man. Like, I'm not rushing down to Tampa to go see them mitigate runs,
Look, I mean,
Go see Shane Spencer.
you've been doing the same thing for how many years?
What? What's that?
Just signing the only left-handed home run hitter on the market and sticking him in Yankee Stadium for the short porch. Like that's
But
me. I'm a casual baseball fan. You know that.
But
I'm
Cody
a Yankee
Bellinger.
fan.
Cody
No. But I'm
Bellinger's,
just saying,
yeah,
for 15 years,
more than
Cashman was
since Mickey Mantle retired.
get the big home run hitter and stick him in the short porch, and
Kevin Moss.
that's our free agent strategy.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we have in the last 15, 20 years gone out and got some big pitchers. Some have hit, some haven't. But like, we've never really built a roster completely around the pitching staff. So I'm up for some change. The only thing is, like, are these guys going to be able to hit for contact and actually produce runs, not just hit home runs or strike out?
Well, they got better at that last year. Also, you know what? Yankee Stadium gets a bad rap. Yankee Stadium is the 17th hardest stadium to hit in. It's not even in the top 5. You would think it is. The Cincinnati Reds, Colorado Rockies, those are like the worst.
Yeah, but what is it for left-handed pull hitters?
Oh, it's great. But no, but that's what I'm saying is the left side. How often do you watch a Yankee game, and if his name's not Aaron Judge or Giancarlo, you see a home run down the third baseline? It is rare, okay? You never even, during a broadcast, you see that section of the field maybe 3 times during the broadcast. Everything goes to right center, and center field in that stadium, and I understand that. They have fallen in love with the short porch since Mickey Mantle retired, bro. Greg Bird, Kevin Moss, Jason Giambi, Ruben Sierra. Name the lefty. He's been here.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, my God, he could hit 58. If you think about this, I would like to enter into the sweepstakes of biggest New York busts where they're trade like Aaron Rodgers, the Nets guys, and I still want to do this episode. Is Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton possibly the worst signing trade duo that didn't work out? The expectations for Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge were like, they might hit 1,000 home runs in one season, Chris. And then he gets double tennis elbow.
Yeah, look, I've been on record since the day they traded for Stanton saying this was not necessary. Don't know why they would take that contract on. I don't want to say an albatross because you're the Yankees and you could pay. But at the same time, like, you got this $30 million on your roster that's just there.
He's going up. It goes up the next 2 years.
I know.
It goes to 28.
And the guy can't even get on the field.
No. He can't run the bases. But, dude, if he's not in that playoffs last year, the Yankees get bounced in the first round.
Totally. He was it. Every time he got up was like, he's going to freaking hit a home run. Even every foul ball was like out of the ballpark. Yeah. It was something to watch. And like, you hope you hope what you said happens again. Like, just sit around until mid-August, get yourself ready, and like, let's go in September. And we hope we're in a position then to be there. But it's hard to call Judge a bust. The guy's been the best player in baseball
He's
for
not,
2 years.
he's not. See, that's where people, how many rings Barry Bonds has? 0. Okay?
Holy.
Okay, Barry Bonds is the greatest player ever. People who think, first of all, Aaron Judge has one more postseason home run than Giancarlo Stanton does. Lifetime. He has 16, Giancarlo Stanton has 15. So everybody loves this guy during the regular season. It flip-flops. It's the only relationship that I've seen in sports is a very interesting relationship, is that it flip-flops. During the regular season, Aaron Judge is God. He's Superman with a cape on, and Giancarlo Stanton is the pariah of the team. Then when the playoffs come, I've always loved Big G, and then Judge can't do nothing. Was his bobble in the 5th inning one of the worst things I've ever seen? Yes. Does Aaron Judge know that? Absolutely, bro. He was looking at the runner on first base. He was already 2 steps ahead of the game, and he got way too ahead of himself, just like a wide receiver hears footsteps, almost. Or you try to catch it and run it before you even have the ball.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. The guy, look at in numbers, man. You're not going to see another Aaron Judge in your lifetime, probably.
Yeah.
So
Probably not.
He's a freak. Aaron Judge, in my eyes, I'm not on some Aaron Judge shit just because he's younger than me and it's hard for me to get fanboy about these guys. But Aaron Judge is, next to Barry Bonds, the greatest player I've ever seen play. Barry Bonds, Aaron Judge in my lifetime is the greatest Yankee I've seen. He's Babe Ruth. We're watching Babe Ruth. When a man hits 50-plus home runs every goddamn year, and he breaks 63, bro, hits 50 in his rookie campaign, like, that's not normal. That's not okay. And if I were to have to put a gun to my head, the dude's not juicing. He's all natural.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's blood doping like LeBron. Hopefully he's doing that so we can get all the money out of this contract. And you got to move him to first base soon.
Yeah. Yes.
He played first base in college. They've got him taking reps at spring training and shit like that. But Cody Bellinger, that's what it opens up, man. He opens up center field. He opens up first base, high-end first base defenseman also. Paul Goldschmidt, who I'm not even mentioning, who I don't want to fucking even see his face. Okay? That's how low I am on Paul Goldschmidt. I don't want Josh Donaldson 2.0.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't know. We took a flyer, and hopefully
first base is...
he's had one down season, and it was last year. Goldschmidt.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man, maybe it could work out. And it seems like Aaron Judge and Juan Soto were not jiving last season.
No.
Okay, they didn't even talk in the offseason. The whole phone thing and that whole nonsense. So I think it might be addition by subtraction. It was a big distraction last year. It was like, it was the fling, like I said. But Steve Cohen was in an interview yesterday, and he was going on about how it's time for the Met fans to do their part, and how when they're going through a postseason rush, they only get 18,000 seats, 18,000 fans in the seats. So my question to Met fans is, Met fans, are you going to come and support your team this year? Because if the Mets have had some of the lowest attendance in the major leagues. So it's already pricey as is Citi Field. Citi Field is one of the most expensive places to visit. It's $40 for parking. And once you get in that place, it's bust out another $100, okay? But now you got Juan Soto. Your owner, who's complaining about you not coming to the stadium, just spent $800 million on a guy and got a bag of balls for his starting rotation. So if you don't think Uncle Stevie's looking for some payment, you're dead wrong. So the prices are going to go up at Shea. The prices are going to go up at Citi Field. But, dude, are you going to see that place packed out because of Juan Soto?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I just don't think. I mean, last year, what was it? From mid-June on, they were the best team in baseball.
They went from the worst. It was the Bad News Bears last year. They went from the absolute worst. Kodasenga dropped. I actually took $10 flyer on them to have the worst record in the major leagues, 10 to win 1,000. But I was completely wrong. One of the best teams in baseball. No one showed up to the goddamn park.
Which is crazy because they were fun to watch. They were like the cardiac kids.
Citi Field's a nice place.
I've said it's
better than Yankee Stadium.
way better than Yankee Stadium.
Well, it is and it's not. Citi Field is a great ballpark. It's more intimate. That's what it is. Yankee Stadium is a stadium, bro. That place is a mausoleum with a mall wrapped around it. And it's a beautiful place. That thing is a behemoth. That is the best stadium in baseball. You know, we always bitch about MetLife. You know, like if you want to talk about a state-of-the-art stadium, it's in the Bronx and it's Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. The experience at Citi is just a better experience.
Yeah, it is because but then also getting out of that parking lot, dude, I'm still trying to get out of the Foo Fighters concert. That was 3 months ago in August. I'm not here. This is my drone. And not to mention $45. And then when you get in, bro, shit is mad expensive. And they did away with the smoking section, which, dude, they used to be able to rip blunts like behind the Jumbotron. And then I was like, I went down there and I was like, what's going on? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yo, how long is this going to get shut down? And then, next season, it was like, no more of that, you know? But listen, man, I got to admit, I'm struggling. I'm not too excited to go down to spring training. I want to go down there for content. I want to go down there for the show. And I'd like to see the young guys and stuff like that. But last year when I went, there was a buzz around that team. With Juan Soto being in there, bro. And do you ever see that Yankees meme when Giancarlo Stanton hits that moonshot and the guy goes, beer?
I can.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's jump up and ride because I'm going to be interviewing people outside of Yankee Stadium. And I got the 3 questions, Chris. We're going to be giving a gift certificate away to San Jose's Mexican restaurant on 162nd Street in the Bronx. Some of the best Mexican food you've ever had in your life. I'm going to have to take you there. We're going to have to get the quesadilla and the steak fritas, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk around and ask 3 questions. If you get 1 questions wrong, you're done. We're going to keep going until we get somebody. If we don't get anybody, it's going to continue throughout the whole season because I'm planning on going to about 180 games this year. So also I'm planning a trip to Boston by myself. So if anybody'd like to come, I went there last year by myself, made it out of Ohio. I want to go to Baltimore this year. That'd be one. And Toronto. Toronto sounds pretty cool. And I'm already making plans for the World Baseball Classic in Miami next year.
Nice.
Bro, Tokyo. What about Tokyo? That's what I'm thinking about for the World Baseball Classic next year. Tokyo for a few days, and then come back to Miami for the championships. How you doing? And be a champion here on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere in that smoke wagon you call the internet. You can get our baseball talk right here, guys. And remember, if you can't be good, baby, be bad. Bye. All right, so what I'm going to do is, hold on. Do you have more time?
Yeah.
All right, cool. We're going to do a football thing then. We'll do football and tonight's hockey game because that's strictly baseball. Let me stop that.